horse play. You guys got one?
Okay.
Got one.
Excuse me for my, I forgot all about it.
Cause I gotta go back to the office.
Got off work late and I just was coming home and won't even think about it.
I done rushed to get up in here. I said, well, I'll just go back to the office when I leave out of here.
Okay. We ready?
Ready?
We ready.
Who's the chair? Who should I address? Lano.
That's the call. You gotta call it for me.
You ready to start?
I
Order?
called to order the insurance committee meeting
There you go.
at 6:19 p.m.
This is a sad story that I'm going to tell you. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was approached by two business owners and property owners in the blocks of South Main Street between Elm and Maple. Mexican restaurant, the people that own the Mexican restaurant, and I think the hair salon next door, they own both of those buildings. And the folks that own Moncure Insurance, which are two suites, 203 and 205. They had a consistent problem with water when it would rain very hard, running in the back door, going in the building. Okay, the Cannons, I think, own some of the buildings, and then Irving Moncure and his daughter and her husband. So I said to myself, well, okay, I get it. And they said Larry had already started this project, the previous town manager. I said, well, let me call. She said, I've seen the drawings. So we go back and I called B&B and they said, yeah, we had done a schematic and that sort of thing. And I said, well, let me try to figure out how we're going to do this thing. So if you remember, 2 or 3 years ago, we applied for a downtown revitalization grant for the south end of Main Street. And that was going to be one of the things that we would get paid for out of the grant was improving the drainage behind those buildings. You have to remember that. Okay? So I still had the problem, but I didn't have any grant money. So when we did these other projects, wastewater and water treatment plant improvements, East End, all that, we bundled it in there. And I'm glad we did, okay, it needed to be worked on, but they started working on the drainage, the project done, by the way, if you go over and look at it, it's been paid. When they started working on the drainage over there, and you can read the report from our engineer, about the second day they were in there digging, David Wilkins called me and said, we got a problem. What's the problem? And there was a bunch of water coming up out of the floor drain and flooded his business.
There's some pictures in
Okay, some pictures of it. Flooded his office and the one adjacent, and if you ever notice, they're kind of low. If you go in the back door, you gotta actually walk down a set of steps to get on the level that comes out the front of Main Street. Okay? A mess, a total mess. Andre went over and they worked on it, but it didn't smell. It was not sewer. We could tell it wasn't sewer. Sewer has an obvious smell, and it has a gray color or a gray. This was very clear, good smelling water. We went back and forth and back and forth. What in the heck and all that? We found out we had a historical water leak back there. There was a 2-inch galvanized line in that alley that had been leaking for years, or an extended period of time. I can't tell you how long. There was a cavern on the building, about where it had been washing out, and that water was getting into the sewer line. Okay. When we disturbed it back there, the sewer line got plugged. It found the path of least resistance, which was the floor drain in David's building.
Wow.
Okay. Not the contractor's fault. Of course, if I could pin it on him, we'd probably try that direction, but the engineer has provided a letter saying, that's not us, that's not harmless.
But even still, the insurance wouldn't cover it because of the contractor work and you couldn't.
Right, and VML came back and said, ho, ho, ho. We're not gonna get involved in this. However, because VML, our insurance carrier, said, we're not gonna cover the losses because the town wasn't derelict. We weren't negligent.
Right.
Okay? We didn't matter. But as soon as they started digging that sewer line, that water couldn't get in that sewer line anymore. Path of least resistance, and it came up straight out of the floor drain. Back up that sewer line. And came right back up there. Okay? Glad it wasn't sewer. Thank goodness. Didn't stink, it didn't have noxiousness to it. So David Lee came back to me and said, gosh, we got a problem, and he called Francisco's on his own, and they came and scrapped out all the carpet and took it. That's why you see no carpet in those halls. Francisco's got the carpet up, and they had some old file cabinets and desks and things, and they got wet. All that went out. So I told David, I said, well, give me what your costs are. And of course, the costs were elevated, not the highest part of it, but the costs were elevated because the floor under the carpet, of course, was asbestos-containing tile. Okay? Which didn't, and that wasn't the bad part. So if we look at it all together, the total bill that David has incurred, including asbestos abatement,
Part last we heard was
$24,391.25, which is on the hand.
So how did it start at 19,270 and bump up to 24?
I think he didn't have the asbestos in there, but we had to go back and show him, David, your numbers don't match. I think the 24 is correct, because I added up the invoices and it was more than 19. Now, VML will cover $10,000, our insurance carrier. We'll pay up to $10,000 as part of
it's
a waiver of liability.
right.
David's gotta say, I get it, it wasn't y'all's fault.
We've got 10,000 of no fault coverage under our plan to where a claim happens, like we deem it's still our
This one
fault.
was us, we did this. I know there's some questions about what caused Jerome Knight's ceiling to collapse. We don't know. You know, the inspector went over there, Earl Howerton went over there, we don't know. This one, I know that was our water line. Insurance company would pay $10,000, I'm asking. If they sign the waiver of liability or responsibility, I'm asking for the town to cover the difference. $14,391.25.
So if we have insurance, why wouldn't they take care of once you
Our
pay?
insurance will not pay 100% because they claim we're not liable, we're not negligible. If we wanted to fight it, our insurance company believes they'd win in court, we would win in court, and David would get nothing. Because the town wasn't negligent. We didn't know that water was running and had.
So in other words, to get it fixed properly, as to where if we were to fight it, he would get nothing. That's not right.
That's all right.
So do we need to?
Well, does he
didn't
not
you-
have property insurance that would cover any of it?
I would dare say he's got some insurance, he's an
Right.
insurance carrier, but I think he's asking, I'm proposing, he didn't come to me, trust me, he's not here tonight because he doesn't wanna, he's got a business to run, he doesn't wanna overtly.
Well, if you have no doubt it's our fault, then we should be responsible for it, not his insurance
It was the
company.
town's water line.
But what I'm saying is, if our insurance doesn't do any better than that, should we be rethinking about?
Well, VML's mighty good, man, I'll be honest with you, but they will fight a claim, like, we get a lot of stubbed toes and people tripping on sidewalks and stuff like that. Yeah, it's our sidewalk, but VML won't cover them, because they said, it's not negligent, the town didn't distinctly dig a hole in the sidewalk and leave it with no.
So this is probably the town's responsibility for something that the town put in a long time ago that failed.
Town's water line was.
Kind of like the ditch over on Sixth Street, something that failed. It's kind of like this thing on Sixth Street. The town put in something that failed. Eventually.
I think more than anything, I think it was too small. I think that was the kicker for me. When B&B tells me, the pipe too small, take the water over there, that was where the, oh, what am I gonna do moment came.
I don't think it's right
You can have all kinds of
to
discussions
think his
about whether pipe is
insurance
good or not,
company should have to cover
If
anything.
it's 12 inches too small, I think that resolves a lot of the discussion, you know what I mean? David is not pressing the matter, he's not threatened to sue us, he's not done any of the above. And I'm asking if council would cover the difference, the $14,391.25.
So do we have all the,
So
Yeah, the
is this it? I mean, if we agree to do it, it's not gonna come up and say, well, I'm sorry, it was $34,000, not 24. Is this
Well, he's
it?
got some other things over there, but he told me to go with this. And if we could get this covered, he's got
Well,
some.
I'm willing to go with this, but I want something from him saying that's
That'll be
it. That'll be it.
That's what that liability waiver, he's got to put the dollar
Right.
amount in there. VML will not release the 10,000 portion until the dollar amount is put in and signed and
That's it.
authorized.
Yeah, I think we should. In my opinion, I think we should do it, but I think we should do it to the finalized amount.
He does gonna have some baseboard over there and some paint, you know, he's prime some baseboard, they got wet.
Yeah, just talk to him and find out exactly what it's gonna be.
That's exactly what it's gonna be, other than the painting and the baseboard. If he is willing to give me a cost estimate to do it, I think he was planning on doing it himself.
We'll just talk to him. If he wants to do it himself, that's fine. If he don't,
But I think you're being eminently reasonable if you cover at least that.
would he be painting if we didn't have this water down? Well, let's find out how much that's gonna cost him. And
So do y'all wanna make
I mean, if
a
he's gonna do it, let's do it right.
recommendation? And then I'll email you the amount later? Or-
Yeah, I'll make a recommendation that we take
Cover
care of
that
this.
and consider
Right.
any additional cover. And the only thing he's told me about is replacing the baseboard with just like a 1x pine strip and then priming it and painting.
Yeah.
Okay, second that.
Second.
And just before the council meeting, I'll email y'all the final amount.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. But, so you know, we ended up replacing that sewer line back in the alley, and we replaced the water line. So there's all brand new stuff in there, and we paved over top
So it
of it.
shouldn't flood anymore.
Nothing should blow up again, and we shouldn't have a flood.
Good.
Everything's new in there, stormwater, sewer, and everything.
Awesome.
Second item, and this is not gonna cost anything, we're not asking you to earmark any cash for it, but through our retirement system, they do offer to town employees, I guess to all employees that are covered under that state system, long-term insurance coverage. And, I don't know that much about those kinds of things until such time as some of my friends who are now getting older
Yes.
have family members that are in nursing homes and all those kinds of things, and it is an amazingly expensive proposition without having to sell your assets to keep somebody in a nursing home for long-term care. I don't think Medicare, Medicaid, many of those things.
It's over $200 a day.
So, this is being offered, but the employee would pay 100% of the premium. We're not asking the town to pay any of it. But what the town does need to do, I think the council will have to approve, is it a resolution or just a? Just a motion.
It's an agreement, yeah, we're gonna have to make a recommendation and then,
That it be offered as a pre-taxable deduction from the employee. Jennifer's agreed to do the legwork to do it. That would be the only energy or cost to the town. Would
now, I
be-
don't know if they're gonna let me do the deduction, they're saying that the employee has to set up the payment, but I'm gonna ask that.
If they won't let us do it as a deduction, automatic, then it would have to be done as like a direct deposit kind of thing. But we like to be able to offer it. I gotta admit, I see a lot of folks that are scratching their head over the nursing home, trying
And
to
you,
figure
we
out.
can
how
put,
to-
you can put your spouse, step-parent, parent, so like I could buy the coverage and my mom could be covered.
And if you have a child that needs long-term care, that would be also
Can you
covered.
imagine how expensive that must be? Can you even imagine having a child that's on a respirator indefinitely? Jeez, couldn't you imagine? Just devastating for them. You sell everything you got before they can really access any of the state services or aid. And I think we covered that okay. We'd like to be able to offer to the employees. Obviously, it's something that I've been thinking about recently, getting older, and what happened if I had encephalitis? I could have ended up on a respirator for the rest of my life. What would my wife have done? Sold everything we had. And after that, maybe, you know, once they're indigent, then you can get some assistance. So, we'll bring that back to council and make sure that they'll execute the
Do
agreement.
you need a motion or anything?
We would like a recommendation.
I'd like to make a recommendation that we bring this to the council to add this as an employee benefit.
With the understanding of no cost to the town.
I second.
At no cost to
100% of the
the
premium
employee.
is owned by the employee.
No cost to the town, but to the employee.
They started on, I think we're done.
I said they started on 6th Street. How's everything going over on 6th Street?
I went over for a little while today and talked to Trey Howard and I said do this and yes and all this kind of stuff. And she, Ms. Blevins was home, but she didn't come out. I think Tom went over and talked to her for a little while. I didn't hear any unpleasantry.
Now, is everything going on? Because I know she called me one day last week at work, but I
Ms.
had
Blevins,
some company and a whole lot was going on at the office, and I ain't think no more
I
about the
talked to
call.
her a couple times and, y'all need to get this fixed when you all fix it. She was really intent on getting a start date. The contract said, not a specific start date, but you got 60 days, you gotta finish. We give them a finish date, not a start date. They called me Monday and said, I'm gonna start stockpiling some pipe over there. And putting the, you went by there, before they even started working, they put all the pipe in the gravel box. So we went over and told her what was going on with the expectation that he told me Thursday or Friday he would start working. He called me this morning and said, I'm hung up somewhere else, I'm gonna go ahead and start today. So, I don't guess
That's
I
good.
think she was pretty intent on getting it started, but he's got 60 days to finish, but I don't think he'll take
Are you aware of any type of water leak down on South Main Street in the Dollar General area?
In Dollar General area?
Yeah, 'cause Debbie Alder was telling me at work, it's a spot right there on her side that stays wet all the time.
We milled it up today, if you go down there.
Mhm.
I don't know if you have been down South Main Street, but there's no asphalt in either of the travel lanes, and I don't see any water coming.
It's actually, I guess, on the side of her property where the water,
Oh, it's on the road,
no, it's on the.
in the grass.
Yeah.
I'm over, no, I'm not aware of it.
I wasn't aware till she said something about it at work. Cause there, when she walks her dog, she said it goes out in the morning, first thing it does, wants to go there, and she said where it is and lick the water, she said, but it's like that all the time, and she just didn't know if it was.
You go over and look. Check
Let me just check it out, and see what's going on.
I'll have to message with Jennifer. Got the glass globe over the street light, looks like it's swinging
On the street light?
on the
Okay.
street light,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll put a work order on it, Dan, and we'll get started on it. I guess we're just chatting at this point.